Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this, but this has not been confirmed yet. So breaking, Proshares officially registers SOL and XRP ETFs on Dtcc. XRP ETF hype going wild. Is this the moment we've been waiting for? But this has not been confirmed yet. I think sometimes there's a lot of rumors in the XRP community because right now everybody's just excited. They want to see XRP break out already. But I will talk more about this in a future video once it's confirmed. Trump's executive director, Bo Hines, says the crypto industry will probably go to $15 to $20 trillion after stablecoin legislation becomes law. Take a listen.
It's really monumental. First and foremost, I don't think it should be lost on anybody. We haven't had bipartisan legislation move out of Senate banking and actually get passed since 2018. I think our Democratic colleagues certainly understand that the United States needs to lead the charge in terms of updating our current financial systems. I've said repeatedly throughout this conference, everything else has evolved, right? The ways in which we communicate, the technology that we use, the ways in which we move money really hasn't. And I think that's shocking to a lot of people. But what Genius does, it permits instant settlement times, more cost-effective payments, more transparency. It secures U.S. dollar global dominance for decades to come. And, this should be the least partisan piece of legislation that ever moves through Congress. So, we feel very optimistic about where things stand. I think we picked up some 15 Democrats on the cloture vote. Hopefully next week we'll get this thing passed. We'll move it to the House and put it on the president's desk to be signed. The capital injection that goes into the digital assets ecosystem as a result of stables is enormous. I think that you're looking at probably an industry going to $15, $20 trillion because of what this does.
And now that this bill has been passed, I'm waiting to see the money pour in to this industry. But I think a lot of these stable coins, it depends on what network they're on and how they're backed. In other words, if they're fully backed, if they're compliant, and everything is legit, I think those are the ones that are going to gain the most momentum. I still think RLUSD is going to emerge as the U.S. digital dollar. Now, overseas, it's much different. The world's most powerful bank just called stablecoins fake money. This comes from Blue Hawk Legend. So this is coming from the BIS, the central bank of all central banks. They're calling it the fake money problem. The BIS's chief economist compared modern stablecoins to the chaotic private banking era of the 19th century America, when different banks issued their own notes that traded at varying discounts. Unlike true central bank money, stablecoins lack what he calls singleness, the universal acceptance that makes a dollar bill worth exactly $1 bill, anywhere, anytime. But if a stablecoin is backed one-to-one with US dollars, I don't see how it's fake money. The Tether transparency black hole. The report highlighted disclosure concerns around Tether, which controls over half the stablecoin market, but has faced persistent questions about whether it actually holds the assets it claims. Is the money really there? Where is it? And I would agree with that because Tether cannot pass an audit. And I think Tether is a major problem that needs to be taken care of before stablecoins can move forward. That's how Mika got Tether out of the EU. The US will most likely kick Tether out of the US as well. And then we all know about Terra USD and Luna, which wiped out $60 billion in a matter of days. I'm expecting the same thing to happen with Tether. People don't want to believe it in the crypto space, but you know what? They didn't want to believe it could happen to Terra either, and yet it did. Just wait until Tether is finished in the US, then it's finished in Japan, and then it's finished in another country. Eventually, it will lose its peg and come crashing down. Bank of England governor warns stablecoin boom could undermine monetary trust, central banks on alert. The reason that a lot of these central banks, they don't like stablecoins is because it takes power away from the central bank. They're all about central bank digital currency because it's programmable money. It would expire over a period of time. Plus, they could shut your money off. That's why they don't like stablecoins. I think they're 100% right about Tether, but I think they're also 100% wrong about fully compliant stablecoins. And this keeps popping back up. And I want to share this with you. So you remember when Watcher Guru posted, just in, Swift nearing agreement with Ripple to use XRP for cross-border payments, with billions of XRP secured in escrow as liquidity reserves. And that dropped. And then all of a sudden, they claimed that they were hacked. But was that dropped on purpose to give us a warning of what's to come? Because remember, Brad Garlinghouse said this about Swift at 3 different time frames. Take a listen.
I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is, in fact, taking over Swift. In that, we've now signed up, well over 100 banks. Some of the largest Swift-enabled banks in the world are now using Ripple's technology. Just last week, we saw a remittance company who's using Ripple's technology. They reduced the price per transaction to their consumers from $20 per transaction to $2 per transaction, and they saw an 800% increase in usage overnight. That's the type of dynamic that Swift isn't able to support that we're able to address right now.
One of the former board members of Swift, a gentleman, Marcus Treacher, joined our team to run all of customer success. And, this was, a former board member from Swift coming over and saying, hey, we don't think Swift's going to be necessarily a solution to really unlocking this Internet of Value. These are, marks along the journey.
You're actually sending bank messages to banks that have liquidity. So to some degree, Citibank and HSBC, really the top 2, JPM, those are the top 3 liquidity banks. And when you're sending SWIFT messages, you're sending messages to banks to release liquidity and making sure the debits and credits match. So to some degree, really boil it down, Ripple's competing with the liquidity of Citi and the messaging of SWIFT, but in one, because we're both messaging and liquidity. And at the end of the day, again, as I described, Swift was developed 50 plus years ago. It architecturally hasn't really changed. It does remain slow, days. It does remain, relatively speaking, expensive. And actually, interesting.
And that is why Ripple will eventually replace Swift. But one thing Brad said there is that they're messaging and liquidity, but he left out settlement. They're also settlement as well. That's a game changer for Ripple. But this is why this is going to happen. Swift is over 50 years old. It's slow, it's expensive, its customers are not happy customers. And take notice, he said 800% adoption rate overnight. So when you see an adoption rate like that, you already know what's going to happen as customer after customer leaves Swift for the alternative, which is Ripple. We were only looking to capture maybe 10% of Swift's business, and that would push XRP above 3 digits. Most likely, we're going to end up capturing early on 25% of Swift's business. Most likely over the next year, after that happens, we'll capture another 25%. I'm expecting Ripple to replace Swift sooner than later. Marco Santori, ex-legal chief at Kraken, says DeFi, not CeFi, is the future. Let's burn it all down. Right now, it's all about bridging DeFi to the traditional financial system. But a lot of the people that are in this space would like to just see the end of the traditional system. I think that is coming as well as we make the digital shift. I think what we're going to see is the current financial system, it's going to be a transition into the digital system, or it's just going to be a crash of the current system and a replacement with the digital system. But the traditional financial system is not getting any better. The banks right now are the most worried because they're losing customer after customer, and they're not gaining new customers either, because the younger generation, they're not even going into the bank branch. They're already going with what their friends are using. They're already going with what their phone tells them to be using as their bank. So the banks need to come up with a way to attract the younger generation. I think it's going to happen through crypto, through digital assets, because what else do they have? They don't have anything new, and nothing new is being developed at the banks either. It's a broken system tied to SWIFT. This comes from Crypto for Life, and I thought this was a great post. They doubted us because of the price. They laughed at us when XRP was sued. They started buying secretly at $2. Regret of not getting more will hit at $5. Most will FOMO in around $10. And like with those who jumped into Bitcoin early at $100, they'll call early XRP investors legends. You are all going to be legends. You know, people always act like you need to have 100,000 XRP. You really don't. 1,000 XRP in the very near future is going to be massive, because people are not going to be able to afford to buy 1,000 XRP. Think of $100,000 to buy 1,000 XRP. Then think of $500,000 to buy 1,000 XRP. It's going to be a crazy time when it happens, but you are all going to be legends as long as you continue to hold your XRP. This comes from the National Cryptocurrency Association. Did you know that 1 in 5 Americans already part of the crypto community? Your neighbors, friends, and local shop owners aren't just talking about crypto. They're using it to send money to family, support causes they care about, and connect with communities across the country. Meet the crypto holders next door in our new report, out next week. But 1 in 5 Americans hold crypto. Wait till it becomes 2 in 5, then 3 in 5. I don't ever think we'll see 5 out of 5 holding crypto, but 5 out of 5 Americans will be using crypto no matter what. Some will be using it and not even knowing it. Others will be holding it and getting rich as it happens, because mass adoption is absolutely coming. Wait until Ripple replaces SWIFT. Wait until XRP holders are buying things directly with their XRP instead of cashing out into broken down fiat currencies. I'm telling you, the day will come when we buy a brand new car with 10 XRP. Or maybe it's only 5 XRP, because the price of XRP is going to continue to rise as adoption is happening. But until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.